In that room, we have radiant heat coming from those 18 panels, and then that radiant heat improves the circulation and cellular activities while the person is going on with their cardio exercise.
Yeah, they're riding on an exercise bike in the room.
Yeah, so it shortens the time and the efforts in order to get the cardio benefits.
Does it make it so hot that you're uncomfortable while you're doing this?
No, it makes it warm. I mean, if we put an ice cube on top of it, the ice cube wouldn't melt, but the ice cube would melt faster in our hands because we have photons coming out of our body. And our radiant heat panels, there is no photons, so that there is no burning of the skin. It just has a constant heat.
Again, tell me, and let me ask you, doctor, you help me. What are the most common uses of this kind of equipment? The people who can best benefit from this, what ailments would they most likely have?
From the point of the heat,
Yeah.
and a wave of the heat that created some sort of the effect on the body, and this effect is that effect on the endocrine type of the productions. The heat cause increase the secretions of the estrogen from the adrenal gland, and also cause the pituitary gland to secrete the hormone to order the other gland in the body. Heat create that kind of the effect.
Right.
From the sun, which is the wavelength is very short, but the wavelength of the this infrared is larger and does not create damage to the skin, and it penetrates into the body, and also is not effect on the skin to cause any cancer or any damages to the skin.
And you really do notice results, right?
Yes.
Give me a list of the most common ailments that are best suited for this kind of treatment.
The most common is if you have localized pain or back injury, the pain is gone in several sessions, which I call treatments of that.
Okay.
And you have, due to circulation, if you use the rainbow over your head, acne disappears. It is ideal for any kind of respiratory infection because it allows the lungs to open up and to remove toxins, in particular with mold for mycotoxins. And I had a case of Legionella disease patient, and in 3 sessions it was gone, negative test.
I mean, it's interesting. It sounds like there are a lot of various ailments that can be helped by this kind of treatment.
Actually, the mechanical section of this also create pressure in the body for create the better circulations of the blood toward the legs and toward those areas that this mechanical role is going through, and cause the healing to those dead tissue and cause the circulations. So several times if they use it, then the pain would go away when they're using it. At the beginning you feel pain in some location,
right,
but several times later that pain is gone, and this is due to the healing, circulation, and effect on the circulation for the nerve and the soft tissue. And if it is around the back and the vertebrae, it caused healing in that area and the pain goes away.
Well, we're going to come back in a minute and give you the story of a little girl who was injured and who was really dramatically helped by this kind of treatment, and you'll see how beneficial it was. We'll be back to do that in just a minute. We're learning the extraordinary story about a company known as MPS, Management of Personal Health Systems. They're headquartered in Pomona, California, and our guests are the president of the company, Sunny Zhang, Hildegard Staniger, who is the chief scientist for the company, and Dr. Rahim Karju, who is a medical consultant for the company. They're delighted to have all of you here.
Thank you.
We were talking about a young lady, a little girl who was severely injured, who really did benefit from this heat therapy kind of treatment.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit first
Okay.
on what the problem was.
Okay,
What happened?
the problem was that the young lady, she was 4 years old. She was playing in her backyard of her grandparents, and it was 2 weeks after Hurricane Ivan in Pensacola, Florida area. A 300-pound oak limb fell off the tree, off a tree onto her, crushed her pelvis, broke both of her legs, cut some arteries, and she had to have intensive surgery. And this is a photograph of her in the hospital.
All right.
Right
so
after
she went to the
accident.
hospital for extensive treatment of a lot of problems.
And organs crushed, etc.
Okay.
And then this was when she was 4 years old. She is currently 6 years old. She came to a center, Intracell, which is part of the MPS family of far infrared radiant heat therapies in Pensacola. Her mother heard about it, and she started March 24th to current day, which is approximately 3 months from the treatment.
Right.
She came to us in a wheelchair, told with the black and blue from her whole pelvis, 6 inches, that her scars and the old blood would be there for the rest of her life, and that she'd never walk or have any mobility at all.
Really?
So after 13 sessions,
Now, what kind of sessions she did?
Sessions are using our capsule DEMA,
Right.
our MPS capsule DEMA.
She laid in that big unit.
Right, and the radiant heat therapy room, or the sauna.
Right.
She was in that for approximately an hour, 20 minutes, and 2 sessions of the capsule DEMA.
Per day?
Per day. And
For
she
how
did
many
that
days?
for 15 sessions, so that was 15 days,
Okay.
plus 13 other sessions, which were just 2 back-to-back sessions of the capsule DEMA.
Okay.
Okay, this is her after 13 sessions, which is approximately 13 hours. She's in her school, and she's walking on with a what do you call it? A walker.
A
A walker.
Approximately how much time has elapsed since we saw her in the hospital to this point now?
Okay.
Is it just
April,
a couple
May,
of weeks?
June.
No, it's several
3
months.
months.
3 months.
12, less than 12 weeks.
Okay.
Less than 12 weeks.
For a young lady who was told she would never walk again, this is beginning
This is
to look very-
significant.
Yeah, it's significant indeed.
Right. And then, which was one day before this airing of this show, meaning not airing of this show, before the taping of this show, we were told that she walked 10 feet without any walker or crutches, or, poles.
Right. Well, that is wonderful news. She obviously a beautiful little girl, and let's hope she
Yeah,
keeps.
she wants to be a ballerina.
Let's hope she keeps mending. And but obviously, you're saying that this heat treatment is largely responsible for turning things around for her.
Turning, and it's with any disease or anyone that is older. As we get older, as we grow older in time, we tend to lose this far infrared or this radiant heat within our cells. And if we don't replace it, like we no longer go into the sun and
Right.
sunbathe as
Right.
to just get 20 minutes a day or that, just like a cat or a dog would do,
Right.
we're losing that. And the more we stay into office buildings, we don't have any exposure to nutrition that way. But at the same time, that if we have devices like MPS has developed that can give us this radiant heat so that we can replenish it in our body, we can literally bring it into our body and then push out whatever the toxins are, or accelerate metabolism or circulation or anything, and thus give us regeneration within our cells.
Even healthy people benefit from using
Yes,
this
for
if they have no
maintenance.
problems?
Maintenance.
As I mentioned before regarding this, is that healing due to better circulation to those areas that this little girl has the damage, make more circulations, and due to the wavelength of the heat stimulate those tissue, and then continuations of using the capsule cause the healing, and it doesn't need it to go ahead and take the transplant of tissue or the skin from that area. It's just continuation of the healing cause that the improvement of the problem of this.
So you're a big proponent of this technology.